I can't believe we have the same number. We are Cassette Tape.
We are Cassette Take. Hello, and welcome to Cassette Take, where you can eject wherever you want, but please don't forget to rewind. I'm Ethan.
I'm Annmarie.
And Annmarie, what did we just go see?
We just saw Venom 3, The Last Dance.
It's the last dance. Yeah, we just saw Venom. Venom. That's how everyone says it.
Venom?
Yeah, it's 100% like how everyone else says it.
With Ham Tardy.
With Tom Tardy all the time. Oh, gosh. You know, it's not even late like we usually record these. And yet we're still acting like it is. But yeah, no, we just saw Venom The Last Dance.
Yeah.
And I gotta
It's
say,
over.
yeah, this trilogy is over in quotes.
Please let it be over.
No, okay. Give you guys some context, because we never reviewed the other two Venoms on this channel because they came out well before we were born in the channel. The channel was
Oh,
born.
I was like, what do you mean?
No, gotta get that Venom VHS. No, but I personally enjoyed the first Venom. I thought it was good old fashioned, like popcorn fun. You know, it wasn't always the smartest movie, but you know, it was exactly what it needed to be for a Venom movie, and I enjoyed it.
And I like the second one more. I just like the little campiness. Not like I don't like the first one, but something about the second one, that nightclub scene, I love it.
Yeah, Venom 2, I don't dislike it as much as a lot of other people do, but, you know, I still enjoyed it. I think it is a step down from the first one, but the second one I still had a fun time with overall.
And now we got Venom 3.
Yes, which brings us to Venom 3, The Last Dance.
No spoilers yet, but this movie is dumb.
It is very dumb.
And not, like, funny. Well, no, it is funny dumb. Like, listen, there is, like, moments in this movie that made me laugh out loud, like lines. I've always loved the dynamic between Eddie and Venom, but for this one, it's definitely, there's just dumb parts about it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the first one was, you know, good popcorn fun. Second one was stupid fun. This one was, like, fun with like, it was stupid fun, but with a hint of more, actually not a hint of more, it was quite more stupid.
Yes.
Like, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of moments throughout the film where it's like, oh, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, no popcorn, like, yeah, let's go, Venom. That was so cool to see on screen. But then it kind of, like, you turn your brain off for a lot of the previous Venom movies.
Yeah.
And it works. This one, you not only have to turn your brain off for a few of the moments, but you have to make sure that the outlet is nowhere near the plug. Like, there's no hint of any potential of that being plugged in.
You don't want it to spark at all.
Yeah, no, because there's just, we'll get into it with our spoiler talk, but there's quite a few moments in this movie where it's like, oh, but didn't you just say a few moments ago that this was that? So why are we doing this? And it goes beyond the like, oh, well, that character is just dumb. And it's like, well, no, we established that this character is silly, but not that dumb.
Yeah, and I think that's a big issue for me with a lot of movies, that their consistency, they'll write a rule and then they'll be like, nah, never mind, that rule doesn't matter anymore. And so, yeah, there's just moments in here that are just stupid. But again, I always lean back to, like, Eddie and Venom, their relationship. It's really, I don't know, like, I feel like at a certain point, I'm like, oh yeah, like, these are, like, two separate beings, and their chemistry is so funny together.
Yes.
And that's what really carries the film.
Which is a shame because, you know, I would have loved to see more of that.
Yeah.
And it's mainly just like half of the movie. The other half is, again, what the Venom movies kind of always trip over themselves for is like the corporate or like government conspiracy side of things. And it really just takes me out of it here. Which brings me to one of the stupid aspects, which is not, you know, it doesn't spoil anything, but Juno Temple. We love Juno Temple here at Cassette.
I like her.
She is a great actress, very charismatic person, and you know her character here, while she's portrayed exactly how she needs to be portrayed, is so dumb.
Oh my
it's so,
God.
not like saying the character, intelligence level is dumb, but the writing for it, like, oh my gosh, her character is so pointless. It is so pointless. They established this methodology of her needing to be like this thing, like based on her childhood, something traumatic happened, and it's like, okay, where's this gonna go? Like, I'm curious, but by the time we get to the end where it's supposed to kind of come together, it's like, what?
The backstory too is just like, what is going on? Like, it's a shame because there's a lot of good actors and actresses in here,
Yeah.
but they're just not given enough, or their character are just so stupid and pointless.
Yeah, it's like someone just wanted to get like a little mini Ted Lasso reunion.
Wait, yeah.
Danny Roas's character or actor is coming in, and then you have Juno Temple. It's like, oh man, we need but they weren't able to get everyone else, and so like, well, we gotta give them something to do. We told them like everyone else was gonna be involved, but oh dang it, we really screwed the pooch on this one.
We've already signed contracts. What do we do?
Oh, that poor pooch. But yeah, it just why this movie should have been like a road trip buddy cop situation with Eddie and Venom taking on America.
And that's what we thought we were gonna get from the trailers.
Yeah, I'd say it kind of suggests that a little more, and especially from the reactions, that from the first initial reactions from the movie before release was like, oh, this is like a buddy cop road trip movie, turn your brain off and have fun. And it's partially correct.
Yeah, I feel like it went too much superhero movie at the end. It's like, at a certain point, it just kind of washes over you, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, once you realize what this movie really is and how much you really have to turn your brain off, by the time you get to the third act, you kind of are like you're watching a fireworks show.
Yeah.
It's just a simple symbiotic fireworks show. Instead of fire, though, it's more so gooey,
Ew.
like organic gooey loveliness.
Gross. I don't know how much more I can say without going into spoilers.
Yeah, which again will bring us to our spoiler talk here.
Yay.
And but before we do, Annmarie, you know what we gotta do?
Oh yeah.
We gotta give this movie a number. We gotta give it our number.
Out of how many?
Okay. Out of 10. Oh, okay. Out of 10 pointless character arcs.
Oh.
I was gonna say that, or out of 10 poorly made, undrinking margaritas.
Oh. Yeah. Listen, is this movie good? No. But was it fun? Yeah. So I think, unfortunately, I think it's my least favorite of all three Venom movies, which is disappointing because this is supposedly the last one. So I'm going to give it was a fun 6 out of 10.
Dang, we are on the same wavelength here, because...
Really?
Yeah, I was going to say 6, but I'm going back and forth, though, between 6 and 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like, the parts that are so stupid in this movie, though, are so stupid. And it's not only that, there's also moments, like, where it does linger a little too long with the editing, with certain moments where it's like, okay, we established that this is what Venom and Eddie are supposed to be thinking in this moment, but then they really, like, keep nailing the nail on the head.
Yeah.
To the point where it goes through the floorboard. And it's like, okay, you can stop now, please. I don't have good home insurance, please.
Please leave me alone.
But yeah, that might bring it down to a 5, but
It's a fun 5 out of 10.
yeah, I would say overall I'm glad I saw it, so I'd say 6 for now, 6 out of 10, but maybe it might change to a 5 later on.
I can't believe we have the same number. We are cassette tape.
We are cassette tape. Oh, but hey guys, movie's been out for a few days now, so have you had a chance to go see it? Are you still waiting to go see it? You can see it this weekend. Hey, whatever's going on, whatever your thoughts are on Venom: The Last Dance, let us know your takes on our tapes in those comments down below, and that way we can all be cassette take it with one whole neuro situation out on that. Because we're symbiotic, relying on your views. So, anyway, moving on to our spoiler talk here. If you have not seen Venom: The Last Dance and do not want to be spoiled, or you're, again, one of those sadistic bastards, get out of here. Get out of here. But, Annmarie, let's begin our spoiler talk.
Yeah, so Venom 3, The Last Dance, one thing it does bring in is more of the symbiotes, which is super cool and something that I wanted to point out. I think at that part, though, that's when this is towards the end. This is when the movie becomes too superhero-y, because you have, like, Agony and Toxin and all these other symbiotes, but at a certain point, like, it doesn't really matter because we didn't really get to see them as much. And so I think the weight of that moment is really demolished, especially towards the end, because Venom dies. Oh no.
Yeah, he go bye-bye.
Because of Null, who's played by Andy Serkis.
Well, indirectly because of Null.
Okay, but like it's dumb. Like yeah. I get like they were going for like a great big finale, but yeah.
I mean, honestly, there are as many every time there's like a portal that opens, not like your Doctor Strange portal, but like, you know, a Null portal, if you will, because I guess they can do that. Yeah, it's like every time a Null portal opens, it's like an opening, creating a plot hole, another plot hole in the movie.
Yeah.
It's very symbolic for it all, truly a microcosm. Because, I mean, every time this movie progresses, there's another plot hole that opens up and a monster of stupid comes out.
Well, and also the thing that you pointed out right away is Venom's like, oh, when I take over, that's when the monsters will come at me because it's like a homing device. Mm-hmm. And then he just decides to do a last dance.
Yeah, like, okay, so they meet up with Miss Chen in Las Vegas. And why is she there? I honestly can't remember the reason. It was like so silly and out of nowhere. But yeah, so she's there, and Venom establishes early on that like, yo, I cannot turn into my Venom self with you, because that sends out this like big broadcast to like these creatures that are hunting us, and I can't take that risk. This is serious. Like, he's really nailing, down, like, this is so serious early on in the movie. And then he gets to Las Vegas and suddenly Venom's mentality changes, which, I mean, hey, I guess if you were anyone that goes to Vegas, maybe that happens. Never been, can't say. But, no, it's like here, all of a sudden, especially when he's surrounded by someone that he cares about in Miss Chen, because we know he loves Miss Chen. And he's like, Tom Hardy or Eddie Brock doesn't want to dance with Miss Chen because he's tired, and it's like, nah, like, let's not do that. I'm worn out. We probably should get going. He's like, nah, we dancing. I'm taking this risk right now. We dancing. And then they start dancing to ABBA, and it's just like, what are you doing? Like, you just established yourself earlier how serious this was. And I know that Venom is supposed to be silly, like very.
This Venom, this version of
Venom is supposed to be silly and all that, and kind of stupid, but not that stupid. Like, my gosh, it's just like that. It kind of took me out of it a bit, because it didn't give a reason for him to do that other than like, I want to dance. And I get you want to recreate that like nightclub moment, but my gosh, that was not the way to do it. Like, that just kind of was one of those, make sure the plug is away from the outlet like by 20 meters.
Well, and then, like, that's like one of the big stupid things. The other thing is like, Eddie meets up with this family, and the dad is obsessed with aliens, And, like, they're just hanging around. Like, they're in the movie a ton. It's like, why are you still here? Like, I thought they were leading to, because the government has these other symbiotes. So I thought that the family was going to be taken over by symbiotes. That's what I thought they were leading to. But then that doesn't happen.
I think that's only because you really like family dynamics.
No, but they kept like being like, oh yeah, aliens. And then I was like, what?
Yeah, and that's one of those things where I was talking about earlier where they lingered on things too long, especially with that family. So there, again, like Annmarie was saying, there's this family that enters the movie and their dad is like a big conspiracy, like alien conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
All that, the mom supports him and the kids are just kind of like brought on for the ride, and are kind of over it. But they wanted, the whole point of them really is to establish like for Eddie and Venom, like, wow, we could have had this like family life or something like that, or maybe I could have had this, or like, I as in Eddie Brock, like I could have had this life maybe if it weren't for Venom. And it's just, it's like they are, again, it's one of those like, let's keep hammering this nail into the floorboard and destroy the floorboard while we're at it, because it lingers way too long on this family, and it's like we get it.
Yeah, there's just certain parts of it that's dumb, but like there's some good lines with the family. Like the daughter was like, God, can't social services just come take us? I was like, that was good.
Yeah, like again, there's moments.
There's moments.
Movie. Like the horsey.
Oh my gosh. And
so
you
simple.
all wanted to see the horse be taken over by Venom. It was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, it was like in the trailer, it's just awesome. The build up to it in the movie, funny and then awesome.
Yeah,
like,
that was good.
Just like him going up to horsey.
Horsey. I got you.
Oh, I still have it. No, I love it. But now that we're in spoiler territory, I'm more than happy to talk though about why Juno Temple's character is so pointless. So again, a preface to this, we love Juno Temple, great actress. None of this is her fault. It just, their character is introduced like with a flashback of like, hey, look at this little girl that definitely doesn't look nothing like like me.
Yeah.
And just she was with her twin brother, and they were holding hands and trying to get back indoors. The lightning storm on the beach, and they're holding hands, and like a lightning bolt strikes her and travels through her arm and strikes the brother and kills the brother. And you're like, oh, the way that they establish it, there's like moments where it's like, oh, you're damaged too, and it's like, oh, you think that there might be like a symbiotic relationship with her brother, maybe still like his essence still living within her and all that. Her arm, and
nope.
Yeah, no, it goes nowhere. It goes nowhere, and it's like while she's running away from all these explosions later, she like takes the symbiote she had, her spare emergency symbiote, I like to call it, because like she breaks the glass, and I was like, wow, that's like a in case emergency breaking for your emergency symbiote.
You should have done it like a bee sting pill, like
like a EpiPen situation.
And it's agony. That's the.
But it's so silly though, because she so does it, and then she becomes the Flash Venom, and it's like, what was it? Just the lightning? Was that the point of this storyline? Like lightning, you gotta let the person in. Like it was stupid because she's running away from all this damage, and it's like, okay, now I gotta take this out, and then it's having the dialogue that was spoken from the brother when there's lightning outdoors, go indoors, or something. Thunder, you go indoor, or something. I don't know. But it had nothing to do with it. Like, what? Was the symbiote supposed to be her home? And, like, she's going inside the symbiote as her home as indoors? Like, what?
It was just dumb. Like, it just didn't really work. And, like, it's unfortunate. I don't know what they were trying to do, to be honest.
Yeah, if you guys know, please let us know in the comments.
Miss something?
Like, I don't know, maybe we're being stupid. Maybe we kept that plug way too far away from the outlet. But, oh man, Annmarie, do you have anything else? Because, like...
Well, I think this is the biggest thing for me, and this kind of does with Venom 3. Like, this is kind of slowly becoming the end of the Sonyverse. I know we have Kraven. I know that we still have Kraven. But really, Venom was, like, the starting point for this. And now we're, like, slowly... It's sad. I feel like it came in like a lion and came out as a lamb, unfortunately. Or a better metaphor, but...
Venom enhanced lamb.
Yeah. And so, like, it's disappointing that this is kind of the ending for it, because I don't know where the Sonyverse is supposed to go next.
Yeah, speaking of, I guess we should talk about the post-credits scene.
Yes.
One of them is just Null giving some sort of speech, and like,
Who cares?
Yeah, it's like, I'm a bad boy, here I come, roar, fear me later, bye. And it's Andy Serkis, and like, cool, whatever, that's great. Love Andy, but like, you didn't really give me a point to care about.
In it.
Yeah, and then it's like you gotta wait through Lord of the Rings amount of credits, and which, by the way, credit to everyone that worked on the movie, that's great, but the credits probably could have been done a little better. Well, like, yeah, you could have just made them smaller.
Font size 6?
Yeah, like, because there's so many things, like, okay, do you really have to put this all, like, in a poem where it's every single song listed gets its own little slot?
Yeah.
Rather than, like, putting them all in one stretch of a few lines.
It was long credits.
Yeah. I didn't think I'd be criticizing this movie based on the credits, but here we are.
Yeah.
And then, we get to the post-credit scene finally after the journey of words and names we had to go through. And, it's really just, again, I feel bad for not remembering the actor's name, but Danny Rojas's actor, just kind of comes out of his cave because he was trapped in Area 55, which was underneath Area 51, which was completely and utterly destroyed. And he's running out like, oh, hello, anybody there? And then goes all Walter White in the middle of the desert. And now we see like a little cockroach or something like that, which I just realized now is a callback to that one line earlier in the movie regarding a cockroach. Next to a tube where one of the previous where a piece of Venom was taken and then put into the tube, and it's a broken tube now. So we're to assume, I believe, that cockroach is going to be possessed by Venom, and then the Venomness is going to be traveling elsewhere.
This might lead into our next topic that we're going to talk about, but, like, again, maybe it's something, maybe it's not, maybe it's just, like, a little hint towards the end, but really, does it matter? Like, I think Tom Hardy's kind of done with this, unless something major happens, which I maybe have a theory on, but really, yeah.
Yeah, well, what is your...
Well, it goes with our next topic.
Okay, okay. I want to know now.
I'm sorry.
I want to know now. No, but hey, guys. So, obviously, if you're listening to this part of the review, you more likely than I have seen the movie, Venom: The Last Dance. And again, if you're not, why are you sadistically just yourself? But hey, guys, whatever you're thinking about this movie, spoiler thoughts, etc., give a warning in the comments before you post, but let us know your takes on our takes.
In those comments.
Your takes on our tapes with a P in the comments down below. And with that, Annmarie, what is our next topic?
Oh, man. We're going to swing on over.
What were we fast-forwarding on over here?
No. Swing. Because Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4 is happening.
That's smart. That's a good transition.
Thank you. So, Marvel has announced that they are doing Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland coming out after Avengers Doomsday. And this is my little theory.
2 months after Avengers Doomsday, by the way.
Thank you. So, Sony is done with Venom, supposedly. But that end credits scene with the Venom... It's just weird timing that they announced a Spider-Man 4 after Venom 3. I think the symbiote is coming to Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Do you know?
Do I now? Yes. Do I think they should do that? No.
Or do you think since it's going to be one of those, because we don't know if it's going to be traveling through the multiverse or anything like that.
But we know that Avengers Doomsday is going to end the multiverse.
Right. Well, isn't that Secret Wars? That's supposed to be, yeah.
Wars, yeah.
The thing is, though, why not do it with Andrew Garfield? And then, you know, they obviously are going to be meeting up again, like Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield. I'm sure their Spider-Mans are coming back for Secret Wars and all that.
Maybe. I don't know if Sony wants to do that because Tom Holland's Spider-Man trilogy has been so successful. So I don't know if they want to go back to Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire instead of just focusing on Tom Holland.
Well, the thing is, though, Sony has a history of following the formula that most closely get them the most money.
Mm-hmm.
And Venom: The Last Dance is a really good example of that. Because, again, it follows a very similar formula to all the other ones in the past. It's just execution was different on each of those levels. But here, you know, what made them the most money? It was Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
And that includes Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, and that was one of the biggest reasons why that movie made so much money. So I would say that they are really heavily looking into how to bring him back. We've heard reports and rumors about that. Any validity to them? Who knows? But given Sony's track record and history with how they decide to go about making their movies, I wouldn't be too surprised if that were the case.
I'm just interested because with Spider-Man 4, there is a few things that I really want this Spider-Man 4 to be not another, like, Marvel superhero movie where there's, like, so many superheroes. Like, I don't want Iron Boy Jr. I really want this movie to be more grounded. I also would love them to introduce Miles Morales, but again, with Into the Spider-Verse trilogy, I don't know if that's possible. So I'm definitely on the fence if you want to bring Andrew and Tobey back, but I don't think you should have them in Spider-Man 4.
I mean, yeah, I don't think they should be in Spider-Man 4. I'm definitely on your side with that, where I think it should just be focusing on the Spider-Man that we now have been introduced to at the end of No Way Home. And he's on his own and, like, you know, living, like, fighting crime and friendly neighborhood stuff, right?
Yeah.
So maybe post-credit scene, there could be something like an Ant-Man and the Wasp situation.
Yeah.
That would be something I'd prefer. But I really hope it's not like as a result of Doomsday, this is what's going on now. You know what I mean?
Like making its own separate thing.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll have to see.
We will have to see. But hey, guys, what are your thoughts on Spider-Man 4 coming out 2 months after Doomsday? And, like, what do you guys think this movie's going to be about?
Do you have theories?
Do you have theories? Whatever you're thinking, let us know your takes on our tapes in those comments down below. And with that, Annmarie, what are we fast forwarding on to over today?
Yes, so we're going to jump through a portal and we're going to go to the Star Wars universe because we got 2 big things about Star Wars.
Or you just go over to the next building over, Disney branch.
Okay, fine. You just ruined my life.
Sorry.
Okay. The Mandalorian and Grogu has wrapped filming.
Yes.
Yay!
Yeah, so we actually have a Star Wars movie, keyword movie, not
allegedly.
that is a finished production.
Allegedly. No.
No, it has finished production, and, you know, this
finally
is in the midst of all of the bad news that we've heard with Star Wars in recent years, recent days, almost recent decade. You know, it's this is very positive news. Granted, I would have wished it was something that was maybe, you know, not based off of a TV series.
Yeah.
Something more truly its own thing in film. But, I'm happy to hear that there is a completed, well, not completed yet, but a film that has gotten past the point of production for the Star Wars franchise. And we'll get to why this is even more of a blessing in retrospect here in a moment. But Annmarie, what do you think about this movie being out of production and soon we're gonna be getting a Star Wars movie soon?
Finally, it's been years. It really has, because when did episode 9 come out? Like, was that 2019?
Mm-hmm.
That was pre-pandemic.
We got 5 years.
That's insane. So finally, yes, I'm very happy. Ethan and I, we've kind of had difference of opinion about this movie. I feel like this might be the end of the Mandalorian universe. Like, they're gonna bring in Ahsoka and everyone, and this is gonna be the end, because I don't think you can go movie then TV show. Or, like, if you do, like, I think this should be the end for Mandalorian and Grogu. As much as that is sad, but they deserve a happy ending, and they deserve a big budget ending. But, oh my god, I'm just so glad we're getting Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to culminate, like, with all the shows into that.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to save that for a later movie, which, again, is going to be Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
So I don't think that that's going to happen, like, with the culmination of all those shows. But I do think it will more so focus on a culmination of the Mandalorian show itself. Like, just kind of be a true send-off where he could appear later on, in other people's projects. But, like, it won't be a Boba Fett situation where the whole point is to kind of carry on their story to the next thing or tease the next thing for the Mandalorian. It's like, no, this he'll maybe pop in, drink a cup of coffee, and, like, pass out and leave, so
Some blue
I'm not sure
milk.
why you'd pass out after drinking coffee, but
I'm just happy because, again, like, all good things must come to the end. And The Mandalorian has been a great TV show, season 1, season 2. And I really want this to have a good ending. Like, that show really kicked off Disney Plus. It really kicked off Star Wars television, live action television. And it deserves to have a happy ending. And I'm going to be even happier for Pedro Pascal. Like, he's killing it with Gladiator, Fantastic Four, and now this. So I'm really happy, but it's not coming out for a while, right? Like, I don't think it's 2025. I think it's 2026 when it's coming out. So it wrapped fast.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. We saw, like, a decent amount of footage, though, at D23.
Yeah.
And so based on that, I'm like, wow, they really did shoot quite a bit of it, even though they did use some footage from previous seasons of The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's kind of on track for what I was expecting. So I don't know. Let's hope that stays to be the case.
Oh my God, please.
Yeah, okay, Lucasfilm, nothing surprises me now. But hey, guys, we got a Star Wars movie that's actually finished production. It's a miracle. Some would say, like, by the time it gets out post-production, it will be a Christmas miracle.
Oh God.
Who knows? But hey, guys, what are your thoughts on this situation? Are you excited about it? Are you still like, it could end, it could end? It's going to be taking a red lightsaber and be slashed like a youngling in episode 3. Whatever your thoughts are, let us know your takes on our tapes in those comments down below. And with that, Annmarie, what are we fast forwarding on to next year?
I don't want to talk about this.
Oh, but we must, because we talked about the good. Now we must talk about the bad. Gesundheit.
Classic Star Wars. They lose another writer for the alleged Rey Skywalker movie. Sorry, Rey Palpatine.
Ray Pelps.
They
Yeah.
just lose another one.
They lost a good writer, a great writer, actually, in Stephen Knight. And Stephen Knight, if you guys don't know, he was the creator of Peaky Blinders, which is one of my favorite shows ever made.
Mm-hmm.
And he's done plenty of other movies and shows. So he's gone. He don't want to. I'm not sure what happened. Did you read any of the reports regarding
No, I just creative differences, but that's so BS at this point.
Gosh, darn it. How many creative differences? I mean, the director's still attached.
Yeah, so that's good.
I'm not sure if there was any involvement with them, but I don't know. At this point with Lucasfilm, I feel like it's more of a Kathleen Kennedy, who, gosh, great producer, not a great studio head.
Yeah, we both stand by that too.
Yes. Just, gosh, she needs to get out of that position for her own sake.
It's just unfortunate at this point because, thank God the Mandalorian and Grogu wrapped filming, because this news is just devastating at this point.
Yeah. And especially with that news of it wrapping production, I think maybe Lucasfilm with their PR team was kind of really pushing, hey guys, let's get the news out there that we finished production on this, more so than any other movie or any other Star Wars or big franchise movie that says, oh, we finished production.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed there was a little more of a social media push with this announcement in the midst of the Stephen Knight leaving the Rey movie project, which, by the way, is a movie. While I'm always for Star Wars in the theater and for trying to rehabilitate your, what went wrong and try to fix those mistakes, assuming you know what went wrong and knowing what to fix.
Mm-hmm.
This movie, a Rey movie, might not be the best decision. I hope I'm wrong in that regard, but, it's not really where you want to put your resources at in the moment. It makes everyone so confused as to where Star Wars is going, what's next, because along with this, you have other movies that are going into the past, what's the present and then the future. It almost feels like we're time traveling in a franchise that really isn't all that much about time travel.
Yeah, at this point, it's just pretty, I don't know why you would want to go back to the sequel era, because people did not like that. And it was, what really divided the Star Wars fan base. But at this point, any Star Wars movie, I've said it before, Star Wars is not a small screen thing. I want a big screen movie. And so, hopefully, we'll just get that, and hopefully they can figure it out at this point.
Yeah. Again, Kathleen, please.
I love you, but please leave.
Yes, go make other movies.
Yes, go actually be a good producer on something else.
Yes.
not a chair.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's something going on where she thinks she has one more card up her sleeve, but I don't know. She's got so many sleeves at this point that had cards that turned out to be duds. I don't know, man. But hey, guys, what are your thoughts on this? We won't talk about it too long because, gosh, we've been like Venom 3 at this point, where we've nailed the nail on the head with this one so often, with how much of a mess Star Wars and Lucasfilm has been in recent years. Who wants to talk more about that? I certainly don't. But if you do, let us know your takes on our tapes in those comments down below, whatever you're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that, Annmarie, what is our final topic we're fast forwarding on to today?
One last one. So, I don't remember his name, but maybe Ethan should introduce this one.
Oh, well, thank you, Annmarie. Yes. Why would you ever suggest such a thing?
I don't know.
God of War! Woo! We love some God of War here at Cassette Take. I love those games so much. It's one of the greatest stories ever told on any medium. And I love Kratos. Such a great story. Annmarie, you love God of War in regards to the story. You haven't played the games like I have.
I watched the movie clips of it.
The cutscene clips, yes.
Yeah, cutscene clips.
But the thing is, though, it could potentially be a show. And the show was greenlit a while back, and it was going to be showrun by, I believe, the people that did Wheel of Time for Amazon. I could be wrong, but I believe that was the case. And, they had their scripts written out. They had 10 scripts written out for this show, and everything was looking good. It sounded like everyone was on the same page. And all of a sudden, we get this announcement earlier in the week where it's like, no, so they left.
They gone.
They gone. And yeah, there was like a little bit of a vacancy in this God of War show, and I was immediately getting very concerned and like, what is going on here? What's the deal with my baby going on here, my baby God of War? And we were in limbo for like 12 hours, and then suddenly 12 hours later we get another piece of news, them actually getting a new showrunner, and it's one of the best that's currently out there right now. Rob Moore is who, if you don't know, the showrunner for Battlestar Galactica, keyword showrunner because of the television show, not the considered to be one of the worst films of all time, Battlestar Galactica movie. He was also the writer on Star Trek Generations, which is one of my favorite Star Trek movies personally. And he's also, I believe, the showrunner for All Mankind.
Yes.
Which is another great show that I've been hearing about.
He's done a lot. And so to say he didn't really feel like a loss.
No. In fact, this is more of like an addition. Like, I really like this add-on here.
Now, God of War is Amazon, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So first off, Amazon has been absolutely killing it with Rings of Power. Go check out our season 2 review for it. But if they can make God of War as good or even better as Rings of Power, I think this guy's got it in the bag.
Yeah, and I mean, I've never watched the Battlestar Galactica show, but again, everyone that I know has only said, like, raving things about it, like, in a positive light. Like, they love it.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, one of our favorite podcasters considers it to be the greatest show of all time. So, I mean, like, we really, really are excited for this announcement. Now, the question, though, is, Annmarie, you know the God of War storyline fairly well. And do you think, because it sounds like they're going to be focused more on the Norse side of things, where it's like the later games, like Kratos older, do you think that they are going to reference at all, like the first 3 games where he's in ancient Greece and like maybe flashbacks? Like, how do you think they're going to go about it?
I think flashbacks would actually be really cool and add to the character, because I know a lot of people, God of War is such a lovable game and everyone really does enjoy that. And so I think if you're not able to do all of them, doing flashbacks will kind of satisfy the fans.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with you on that. And, it would kind of bring your budget down a bit to kind of reserve those grand sequences. Because, I mean, in all honesty, while the Norse side of God of War definitely has some amazing set pieces, the Greece side, you can't compare. Like, that would require a huge budget to really convey. And so, you could really condense it down by using them in shorter flashback sequences.
Which Amazon has the budget to do it if they really wanted to.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've seen Rings of Power, so...
When do you think because I know they just got a new showrunner, when do you think we'll end up getting this?
See, I don't know, because the thing is, are they going to revamp the scripts that are currently? Because obviously they pulled the showrunner and they pulled the producer, their producing team as well. But did they also pull the writers? I don't know. I gotta say, like, there's a lot of ambiguity here. While we do have more certainty in the case of a showrunner, timeline-wise, I don't know. I really don't know.
My other question was going to be, do you think the actor of Kratos, Christopher Judge, will play him in the live action?
I wouldn't be too against it, but I think that they should be looking elsewhere first.
Okay.
And don't get me wrong, like, Christopher Judge, amazing, like, truly a beast, but like a lovable beast when it comes to acting. Like, when he's on, like, in front of a camera or like on your gaming console, I guess in this case, the man really takes your breath away. And he would be in a lot of makeup for it. So I mean, he could really, visually be like Kratos.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it would be the best decision to, immediately say Christopher Judge should be Kratos in the live action rendition. Because if that were the case, look at The Last of Us, right?
Yeah.
You could have maybe Troy Baker, play Joel, like with enough makeup and all that. And he's a great actor. He could probably do it. But we got Pedro Pascal, and he kills that role. And I'm glad that they got a different actor. And nothing against Troy Baker, but, it's just some actors are able to convey more in a visual landscape for certain roles than others are. And it all depends on what the perspective and what vision the showrunner or director of that specific episode has in mind. So maybe their vision doesn't work with, say, like a Christopher Judge or, someone else like from the games. So I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah, it would definitely be interesting to see his direction of where he wants to take the show. But again, I'm just super excited. I really hope we can get this in the next couple of years. Probably not 2025, but maybe 2026. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, and we've seen how good they've been with Fallout. I would have loved if the Fallout could get Nolan to be a part of Jonathan Nolan to be a part of it, or at least advise. Because the way that he handled working with the video game creatives and Todd Howard for Fallout was so respectful to the game, but doing its own thing at the same time, and not afraid to take risks and all that. So I just hope that there's someone there that worked on that show that's part of the higher up team that would be kind of advising with the God of War shows and hey, this is how it really worked with Fallout. While this is a different story, let's try to make sure we're respecting the source material whilst doing our own thing. So, yeah, I'll just say this though to leave things off. No matter what, Amazon, you have an established relationship with Bear McCreary already with Rings of Power. He did this, for all you who don't know, he did the score for the newer God of War games, and it's immaculate. So if you don't get him to do the score for this God of War show, kind of like HBO got Gustavo, what's his name, that did the score for The Last of Us games and did the score for The Last of Us show, I'm saying that's a missed opportunity.
We're gonna have some problems.
Yeah, we do have some problems. I'll be bolder knocking on your door. But anyway, guys, before we go, we gotta say, big news on the cassette take front.
Oh, yeah.
Big news. So, guys, thank you from the bottom of our hearts, of our cassette tape players everywhere. Guys, 100 subscribers.
And we know that seems so small, but to us, that seems so big. We started this over a year ago, and just to have people who actually care and want to listen to us is absolutely fantastic. So again, thank you so much. It means a lot.
Yeah, it means the world. And we started out with only family and friends, following us, checking oh, how's it going, with the cassette take thing. And it's oh, we're at 20 subscribers and thriving. And the fact that we're in that triple digit mark, guys, again, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We do sincerely appreciate y'all. And, hey, share it with your friends if you really do enjoy hearing what we have to say. I mean, we're two dummies that, can't stop talking for some unknown reason,
Just like movies.
And we love movies.
Yes.
So, guys, just, I can't say enough. No words, but thank you so much. And with that, thank you guys so much for joining us on this wonderful episode of Cassette Take. We hope you haven't ejected thus far into the podcast, but if you have or haven't, no matter where you decide to stop, please don't forget to rewind. I'm Ethan.
I'm Annmarie.
And we
are
Cassette Take.
Well, we nailed it.